What is good, OD fam? We are back with some more Division 2 content. And before I even get started, I got to give a huge shout out to everyone who watched and supported my last video, Ninja Region. The outpouring of feedback and support is truly appreciated. So for all you guys that have just joined the OD family, thank you. But if you haven't and you are enjoying the content and want to stay up to date with all things Division, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and let's get it. In today's video, I'm going to showcase a build that's similar and also very different from Ninja Region, but altogether a build that I could potentially see being a big part of the new meta. And when I say meta, I'm speaking about the two-piece combination that seems to be the main part of most new builds in Season 11, and that's a combination of the Ninja Bike backpack and the Picaro's holster. Now, it should be pretty easy to see why this combo makes so much sense in terms of build making for PvP. Ninja Bike comes with 3 core attributes, which includes 1 skill tier. Ninja Bike also unlocks the first 2 bonuses on any brand set when equipping only 1 piece. So not only do we gain one of the best damage bonuses of any named gear piece in the game by equipping Picaro's holster, but we also gain 1 more skill tier from the second brand set bonus, which opens a ton of doors in terms of build making. The next most logical step would be to pair this with the technician specialization, which brings us to a total of 3 skill tiers with the talent amped. And that brings me to one of my biggest decisions when making this build. We have 1 piece from the RNK brand set, which unlocks the main attribute this build was built around, and that is 20% incoming repairs. But the problem here is in the way the RNK brand set seems to roll. RNK always rolls with 1 skill tier as the main core attribute, and as much as you would think this is a good thing, I'm not totally convinced. My dream roll would already be with crit chance and crit damage. That way, I can make a decision on whether armor or damage is the better option. And with that being said, we'll come back to this a little bit later and discuss an alternate variation that has really grown on me. Moving on to our second piece with incoming repairs, we have our gloves from the 511 brand set, which grants us another 20%, bringing our total up to 40. Next, we have 1 piece from the Hunter's Fury gear set, which unlocks 15% shotgun damage and 15% SMG damage. And lastly, we have our Sokolov chest piece with the talent Unbreakable that unlocks 10% SMG damage and 15% critical damage, which pairs nicely with our dual SMGs starting with the apartment. If you've watched any of my last few videos, you can probably tell that I've really been enjoying this weapon. Perfectly measured, fits really well with my playstyle of movement and burst damage, which leads directly into my tactical vector SBR for pretty much the exact same reasons. The vector has an RPM of 1200, which makes Optimus very deadly, especially when emptying the entire clip. Moving on to our skills, and I'm thinking I should leave it up to you guys, but there are 3 main skills to consider with this build. The first 2 being the Restorer Hive, which will fully enhance our 40% incoming repairs, and also the Reinforcer Chem Launcher for even more added healing. Now, one thing I did notice, and it may be because this build is not fully maxed out with expertise just yet, or like I mentioned earlier, it may just be missing the extra blue core from our RNK mask, but I was taking a lot of incoming damage. So without good movement, this may be a little challenging, and if it is, I'd recommend pairing the Restorer Hive with our Defender Drone for added protection. For the final build stats, we have 58.5% crit chance and 160.4% critical damage on both our main weapons. And for the main attraction, we have 40% incoming repairs. Now, the fact that my stat breakdown only shows 20% repairs brings up my next point, and that is that Ninja Bike is bugged, and I'm not sure of the exact details on what actually is going on with it, but according to the known issues board, when unequipping and re-equipping brand or gear set items while wearing Ninja Bike, you may lose certain bonuses. So just keep that in mind. I hadn't really noticed it until I was making this video and saw that my stats were a little bit off, but it looks like they are working on it, so it should be fixed pretty soon. I'm also sure some of you guys are wondering about the Busy Lil B exotic pistol being part of the build, and to be honest, I was just wearing it to rank up my expertise, but it does give a pretty good damage boost if you're into swapping weapons. And finally, to touch on the alternate version of this build, my first variation was using the named 511 gloves called Death Grips, which gives 10% armor on kill. And before I found a decent RNK mask, I was using a Bellstone mask, which also gave 10% armor on kill. And honestly, I really enjoyed that variation. It wasn't nearly as good as this build in terms of repairs, but in certain areas like damage and survivability, this variation did do pretty well, and it was nice to run a gear piece that I haven't seen in Division in years. But with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Do you like it? Will you try it? And if so, which variation will you try? If I was to give my final thoughts on where this build stands in comparison to my other favorite builds, I would say if Ninja Regen was OD, I don't think this one is quite there just yet, but maybe once it's fully maxed out and the overall meta fully sets in, Ninja Repairs just might be a sleeper for one of the best builds in PvP. But as always, if you are enjoying the content and want to stay up to date with all things Division, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to join the OD family. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.